Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to talk about our experience of
Watching
watching, and we are going to talk about our experiences of watching this film because it evoked a lot of discussions, and
and we're
it's a
also going to be breaking down a few of the scenes
yeah.
that
So
we
it's
understood.
become a big topic for discussions over the social media of late, and there has been a lot of talks related to who was really the uh,
Villain of the story.
antagonist. So let's break it down. So today I'm here with Neha. Go ahead, tell me like what was your first thought about this particular film and why you wanted to watch this film? Because when I first saw the trailer of this particular movie, I thought this is not meant for you, and it had the trailer looked pretty violent, and I thought this is not the right film to be watching in theaters, especially because I usually don't go and watch horror movies in the theater, especially.
Yes, but this genre of horror and this trope in particular is not the usual type of horror that we usually see. And so, to answer your question from in the beginning, I wanted to watch this movie because, of course, it was getting a lot of buzz online, and it seemed very interesting. And like the reactions of people in the theaters was becoming very viral. And when I showed the theater to my dad, he said it was like the Evil Dead, which it wasn't even remotely close to. Yeah,
It's
many
not your
would
typical
say.
horror movie, or it's not your typical slash and hack type of movie as such when it comes to the horror genre. So this is mostly delving into the realms of
Yeah,
sort of
well,
a
many would say
psychological,
this is called rewriting modern horror.
yeah, sort of a psychological thriller, I would say, rather than it being a horror movie as such. But there is an
Well,
element of, like the soul and the story. As you know, by now, I think the people would have
yes,
already seen
definitely. If
all
you
the
haven't
films.
watched it, Beka Ognori, excuse me, what are you doing?
Yeah, so this is going to be a spoilerful talk, by
Of
the way.
course, there's
So we are
full of
going to go in
spoilers,
depth.
heavy spoiler alert.
Yeah, so we are going to go a little in depth and talk many aspects of the scenes that we have witnessed, and they gave us some jump scares and also made us go sort of scared some from inside, basically. So let's go ahead and talk about the film. So, what is the
So
thing
it's
that
your
intrigued
basic.
us?
The
I mean,
thing.
first tell me what is the basic thing that intrigued you and that you wanted to go watch this particular movie?
So, of course, I wanted to watch it because social media. And I am a teenage girl, so I am influenced. We saw a lot of conversations sparking from this movie, and this is the classic nice guy trope.
Okay, so what happens next is that
So
it,
wait,
yeah.
I have something to say. I remembered this part. So when I think Bear even tries to confess his feelings to Nikki in the bar, and our Ribru drinks like to get. I think Nikki goes to get drinks to the bartender, and Bear gets up and goes with him. But Ian doesn't like really let him tell, or
Yeah,
Aada Bartane, something like that happens,
right, right. So
and
basically,
we
this
know
guy,
why,
yeah.
because
In the end, it is towards the end or something. I think it's revealed
yeah,
that
that
they are
Bear.
actually this Nikki and Ian.
Ian,
They are actually in a relationship, and
they were not in a relationship.
this guy clearly he likes Nikki, and but Nikki doesn't really.
Nikki actually sees him as a
Sees
brother.
him just as a brother, is it? Okay, I
Brother,
thought a
yeah.
friend.
Brother. She
Okay.
says that. I think Sarah says that. And Bear thinks that it's just because she's being jealous. Because, see, I feel like Bear did know on some level that maybe Sarah did like him. When Nikki is acting insane, at that point, that conversation comes up.
Okay, so what really happens later is a very shocking thing because there is one pivotal iconic scene where this guy drops her to her home,
Ah,
and
yes.
that's the pivotal point
And
in the
we
movie, I
also, there
think.
are some details that we noticed about Nikki is that she's a writer, and she says that she's working, she's gonna quit her job anta, she says
Is it
that
okay?
time in her in the when on the call. She says that she's gonna quit her job because she needs to work on her writing, and she says that she's writing a love story, not a romance.
Ah, yeah, that I
Yeah,
remember, which is in the car that happens.
yeah, yeah.
And he says, what's the difference
What's the
between romance and love? It's the same
difference?
thing, right? So she says that it's the same. Love and romance, I
He
think.
says
That's
that
what
it's the
he,
same.
yeah, exactly. And then she, I think, exclaims that, yeah, they're not the same.
Yeah.
So a little deep into that, I think it has a deeper meaning, rather. And it
What deeper
basically
meaning ಅಂತ
indicates
ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ
that
ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಇಲ್ಲ
Thank you.
ಏನಂದ್ರೆ clearly as from the movie we can see that this guy
He does
Bear
not actually
doesn't
love her.
really love her as such, but he just wants to
He
uh,
just
l-
wants to be with
be
her.
with her,
He's in love with the
be with her
idea.
in the sense he just
He's
wants her to be with him.
he's in love with the idea of her, but not with who she actually is.
Okay, okay. So this particular iconic scene where this guy is about to from he's taking out something from his bag and he's about to give this
Yeah,
particular
he's
one
about to give
wish,
it to
give
her.
it to her, the one wish
Yeah, he
willow.
got it as a gift for her, which
But
she
he
doesn't.
changes his mind and doesn't give it to her, though. I don't know what the director was thinking, the Curry Barker. By the way, Curry Barker is actually a YouTuber, and since almost 5 to 6 years,
7 years, I
yeah,
think.
he's been making some
Short
really good
films
short
and like
films.
skits, and they're really good.
Yeah, and I happened to saw half of the chair short film that he has made. I think none of it, I think, comes close to what he is pulled off with this particular movie, The
Obsession.
Obsession. So
Milk and cereal or something like that.
ಅದೇ ಎಲ್ಲ
That was
ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್
also his.
ಚಾನಲಲ್ಲಿದೆ.
Yeah, that is also. I don't know how the Tuma like that is also one of his famous works.
This guy is going to now propose to her. That's what it looks like, but he doesn't have the courage to do that
He's trying to.
in the car also, and then
Even
he's not able to
when
give the that
One
one
Wish
wish willow as
Willow.
well. But the moment and then she senses that, and she says to him that, like, if you
Yeah, his
really
channel
want
name
to.
is channel's name. That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea. Okay. So she actually senses that this guy might be trying to propose to her, and then she says that
She
if you
even
really
gives
like
him
me,
the
now's the
chance
chance for you to
to confess,
confess if you really have feelings for me. But then he says,
but then he's
no,
a
we are just
coward and he does
friends.
not, and he says
Yeah.
that we'd be better as friends.
Yeah. So with that, I think she's about to leave, and then again he.
That's when he gets frustrated and he pulls out the One
No,
Wish Willow out of his
before that, I
bag.
think he also calls her Freaky Nikki,
Yeah, when she's
and
going to the door,
yeah,
and she
she's
gets
about to
really
leave.
pissed
She
off
really
because she
got
does
pissed
not
off actually.
like to be called that.
Yeah, and that was instigated by his friend Ian,
Ian,
who
who was
wants
just trying
to
to screw
poison
him
their
over.
relationship. Actually, yeah, he basically wants to poison their relationship,
Because
and
he
the
is jealous,
details are not
obviously.
really given out in such a closed loop manner, and the director wants it to be open ended and interpreted by the audience, I think. So it doesn't go that deep into the complications between these three characters as such, but the main pivotal point is that once she goes back, she is angry, and then tries to head back to her room, and there he makes the wish that I just
I wish
want, yeah,
Nikki Freeman would love me more than anyone in the freaking world.
yeah. I mean, that's the kind of wish that he makes, and the moment,
Ironically, her
yeah,
name is Nikki Freeman. She's not free.
after that, she is seen standing there, and they have this silhouette, what do you call a silhouette shot?
Yeah, the silhouette shots
Yeah, silhouette
of
shot of
her
her
transforming into Wish
standing there.
Nikki.
She's just standing there at the door of her house instead of going inside. And this
And she
guy
comes
is
back.
here who has broken that one wish willow. And it's a sort of a, he pulls it out, and then a music plays, and then he doesn't care to read much. into
Yeah.
the labels, and then he just breaks it and makes the wish. Does he make the wish and break it, or does he makes the wish and then break
He
it?
makes the wish and then breaks it.
So I think he's supposed to break that and then make the wish. I think even he doesn't follow the instructions correctly. Rather, I think if you look into it
Howda.
in some video, I think not then I know. So that's
Oh,
another weird
that's if that was
observation.
intended,
Yeah,
then that's a detail I don't think a lot of people picked up on.
right. And then she comes back to him, and then she says that, do you want to catch a coffee? Come
You want to
inside,
come
and all of
inside,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, and then she suddenly starts acting, like as if she's really interested in him
Yeah, and
romantically and all that.
but there is a little bit of real, like actual Nikki in there too, and she's like, "What is happening to me? I'm acting so
Yeah,
weird."
suddenly she,
So she's not completely taken over by Wish Nikki yet.
yeah, she's just gets startled all of a sudden, and what is going on, like that, and then
Yeah, so
she
there are
again
like
goes
these
back into
sudden bursts of
being
moments where
the possessed Nikki. What do you call that? Like, is it
actually
a,
it is not. I saw a clip of Curry Barker saying that it's not supposed to be possession, like this
yeah?
possessed or
They call it
demonic or a spirit
something
or
like
something. Like it's just like a transformation.
Vishniki. I think that he
Wish
calls it
Nikki,
Vishniki because
yes.
she is the Nikki that got transformed into somebody else who actually loves this character Bear,
Loves
and
and is
it's because of his
obsessed.
wish. That's why they call her the Wish Nikki, and then the real Nikki is somewhere out there, deep inside her,
Yes.
and sometimes she does surface time and again, and then again she
Like
snaps out of
she
it
asks him to kill her in his sleep
in one of
once.
the scenes. Yeah. So let's talk about the aspects, where some of the pivotal scenes, most intriguing scenes. So the most intriguing scene, for me, I think, would be that particular scary scene when this guy is in the bed, is fast asleep, and suddenly he
Yeah,
wakes up.
the flower pot scene, I think, when
Yeah.
she's like, okay, yeah,
And
and
then before
the
that, I think she's
uncanny
crying in a
valley scene.
corner.
Yeah, that freaked me out.
Yeah, I mean, she's just says that, I feel that
I
you are
feel
not
like you don't
reciprocating,
love me
me.
like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
I
Yeah.
think before that, I think the main scene, I think we forgot. The most pivotal scene is the one where they
Oh,
are
the
sitting in
first
the
date,
hotel,
the date
the
scene.
date
They
scene
were
where they are sitting
having
in
a
the hotel.
nice date.
She starts saying, "You dad," he starts saying
Yeah,
that
no,
your
she says
dad
that.
doesn't have cancer,
Yeah, she
and then
lies.
she says, "No, no, no," and that's
No,
the.
no, no, no. Why would you do that?
I
We were
thought we were
having a
having a
nice
nice day,
date.
so so that's the most memed scene, and
Yeah.
it's become a sort of a cult scene in the recent pop culture, I would say.
Yes,
And a lot of
definitely.
memes have been made on the Instagram, and some people have really done a good job at it, and they have put other sequences, interesting sequences in it. I think we could make a reaction video on some of those memes,
New
probably.
idea for video. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So in that particular scene itself, you can make out that, even she snaps out a bit, and the real Nikki actually tries to, say something, but then the Wish Nikki
Oh,
really takes over.
I just remembered when you were talking about this. In this scene, um, she gives him a crystal. I think it's called the tiger's eye. I think it's
Yeah, that's
for
correct.
protection or for confidence or something of that sort,
Yeah.
which her mother gave to her. And I don't think that actual Nikki would give it to Bear
Yeah.
because that just doesn't make sense for her character, for her to give up something that precious that her mother gave to her. And even and later in the scene, I think he leaves it on the table. He doesn't even take it
It
with him.
doesn't take it.
He forgets it on the table.
Yeah. And then she's getting obsessed and obsessed over him day by day, and that really
There is,
starts to
oh
freak
my
out this
god, there
guy.
is a scene where I think after there's like a really nice montage of the relationship and where it seems
Yeah,
normal
that's right.
for a little while, and then later when he has to leave for work the next day or something, the door is taped shut
Yeah,
like a
completely
gag.
taped up, and she doesn't want him to
leave.
leave the house.
And like
She always
she's
wants him to be with him. So
so extreme,
that's
she
the
goes
kind
to
of,
such extremities where by the end of the day she's standing in the same spot, having without having moved.
yeah, I mean, that's another freaking scene or something that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, I've also seen the BTS of that particular
Yeah, I have
scene,
to,
and
yes.
I've seen already. I mean, so that is really interesting the way they have shot it and everything. And talking about the real intricate aspects of the film now, I think we have given away quite a lot of scenes and plot points, right? But the main thing that clicked with the audience, what do you think it is? So it is the exploration of these two characters in love as such, with the one with the Vishniki and this guy, the bear. Though he knows now that she loves him, the Vishniki loves him, but still he's scared of that particular
Because he knows
character.
that that is not actual
Yeah,
Nikki. He
right.
knows.
So he knows that basically it is because of his wish, the girl is now actually trapped, and she's not really the real one, the real Nikki.
Which is why
And
he talks to him, he talks to her like she's lit. He talks to her like she's a child, and he's like, please, you behave like Nikki, because he knows that that's not Nikki.
right. So it is very
Behave
clear that
normal.
whatever his wish really that he made didn't really make him happy. And then it would have been good if he would, word the wish in a different way, where he want, he would give himself a chance to be
There were
around her, and
so many
also,
ways that he could have made that wish.
yeah, yeah,
He could have said, I wish I had the confidence in me to go and
correct.
confess to her.
Or I wish I could spend more time with Nikki, or something like that, more
Yeah,
casual,
the
that
actually
would give
Curry
him
Parker
a
said
chance.
that the wish itself was not cursed. The what he wished for was cursed.
Yeah, exactly. So it is kind of the
Like
message or
completely
the
demanding
takeaway.
her autonomy. He doesn't actually love her.
Sense,
I think he should have just confessed to her, and we would have actually known if maybe he had a chance or not.
confess is
But
one
he
thing, but
never
she would have
had.
refused, right? If she, even if he had
Well, then that's it.
confessed.
Just move
So
on. Just learn to move on and learn to
no, no. What
take
I'm trying to,
no.
so by now you realize that this particular guy is not really the protagonist, but is actually the antagonist of the film, and the victim is none other than the real Nikki, and the Wish Nikki is the one who is actually the sufferer or the victim, Quincy, and she was
I
already
think she
tuned with
just was not in.
that Ian, right? And
I think she just wasn't interested in Bear that way, or we actually don't know. Maybe if he might have asked her, who knows what might have happened.
yeah, I mean, she
We
said,
never
right,
know because she
that
never got
this
the
is your
she
chance if you
never
really
got the
like.
chance to make a decision for that because he made it for her.
ಯಾ ಒಂದು ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಲು, ಅವಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿದ್ಲು, ಬಟ್ ಆದರೂ ಅವನು ಅದನ್ನ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿ ಡಿಂಟ್
At the
ರಿಯಲಿ
day,
ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್.
that's the
ಸೊ
point. So at that party scene, the Hansel and Gretel poem, which was very weird and disgusting. Nikki is a writer. Of course, we find out earlier. This is because she saw Bear as a brother, and she felt like it was wrong.
and that's why I think she was writing that
That's why
novel
it
related
was
to her, that Hansel and Gretel,
Hansel
whatever.
and Gretel poem. And in this scene, there's I think when he picks out that Jenga block, it's written "kiss the person on your left." He could have easily chosen to drink instead of saying that. He just wanted to see her reaction.
And then she really has acted really well.
Indian
The
Navarrete's
Indian Navrate
performance
in that
is.
particular scene, and also the
If
no,
she
no, no
doesn't win
scene.
an Oscar for this,
And this guy, the hero, what's his name?
Michael Johnston,
Michael Johnston. I mean, amazing. I mean, what the youngsters
their
have done in this particular
performance is
film.
so.
Yeah, I mean, out of the world, I think they have really played a good characters. The way the maturity is being demonstrated in through these roles, I think it's really nice. And I think she was not paid that high. I think also in this particular
Yeah, I
movie.
think she was paid
Yeah, because the whole movie budget itself was less. So I think $20,000 or something is what they have paid her.
20,000.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, so
Then
maybe
after
something.
that, I think the movie gets a little too violent, maybe. But then it is a lot of
In
jump
that
scares in
party scene
between.
especially,
Yeah, she
Nikki tries
hits
to harm
harm herself and all
herself
that, right?
because she's it's a cry for help.
Yeah,
Somebody, she wants somebody to notice.
correct. And the inner Nikki may be playing this, where she's trying to convey that actually she's in trouble
Yeah, it's a
by
cry
hurting
for help.
herself, by
Yes.
hurting herself and all of that. But and then the other scene where this guy goes to Ian and tries to ask help from him, right? Saying that you make a wish and then
That
we
is
will try
later
and
on. That
reverse
is
this.
later on. That is after she kills Sarah.
Okay, after she
Yes,
kills
that
her.
is
All right.
towards
So
the
then
end
there
of the
is this
movie.
particular scene where, the Sarah, her other friend who actually loves this bear, and she tries to, they'll be in a car, and there's this scene where,
I think she's an aspiring artist.
okay,
I think, and she gets accepted into this
I
university.
think she is trying to propose to him or something, maybe in that particular scene,
I
and
don't.
that's when this Nikki comes in, and then there's a big violent scene there, which was censored in Indian
Yes,
theaters.
because the Indian censor board is a joke, and even though this movie was 18 plus, that scene was still cut
Yeah, I mean there
short.
are a lot of violent
There was another scene which
action
was
in that.
very very crucial for to understand Bear as a character, and I can't believe that scene was cut from
Yeah, that's the
the
beginning. I think in
movie.
the beginning, which is sort of a I think a aerated or a sensual scene,
It is
but
not, no, that's not sensual. There is different, there's a difference.
yeah, I mean,
It's
it
an
shows
SA
that the
scene.
girl is
It's an
basically suffering.
SA scene, yes.
Okay, so she's basically what she's trying to say. Basically, the real Nikki wants to convey that she's actually suffering because the tears roll out of her eyes in that particular scene. It seems, which
I
it
think
is not
it's
shown
very
in the
disturbing.
Indian cinema,
Yeah.
Indian cinemas screens. And this particular scene also, where Nikki is killing this Sarah
Sarah, like she's,
on a brick. She hits
yeah.
him her head multiple times, bangs basically her head multiple times on the brick in front of the car. This what do you call that? The
Steering
steering
wheel,
wheel.
yeah.
So I think in just one bang, I think she
Yeah, and
just
her
dies
face is
in
full
the
like smashed, and
smashed in one
oh,
single bang
and
in
I saw,
Indian screen.
yeah,
So
and I saw an interview of the actor who plays Sarah. I think Morgan something her name is, and she said that in the original take she was supposed to be groaning and like moaning in pain, that she was still alive even after, like after all the head bash, and that she hadn't been dead yet. And I was,
So that is one another pivotal scene, I would say, one of the scarier scenes that gave us jump scare in the
yeah, that
theater.
was a big jump scare where she just like
Yeah,
slams
we
her head.
both
She slams.
kind of got
I
startled.
screamed in the theater. I think my dad also screamed.
Yeah,
Kiss the Oh my
yeah.
god.
So that scene and the scene where this Nikki is standing in the corner in the dark, purposefully they have not centered the camera to show Nikki because she's standing somewhere in the corner in the dark, and we as an audience
This
cannot really
is
figure out that she's actually standing there. We really have to search who is there in, because in the frame, because they don't show her in the center of the frame,
this
and
is
that
like
was
a
done
very
intentionally.
this yes this is a very common theme throughout the movie where Nikki is, whenever she's wish Nikki, very intense form of her is shown in like silhouettes and not like front, like full close up, because it's like I think I've seen an interview of
Yeah,
Kari
the
Bakar saying
expressions
that
are not
never
really
show your
being.
monster.
Yeah, and the expressions are not really clearly shown, and it's mostly darkened shadow kind of a face around the face as such, to show sort of that particular aspect where they want to show that the wish Nikki and the real Nikki basically are within the same person. And that's what we were saying right in the beginning of this particular film, that this is not really a horror movie, but this is more of a psychological
This is
thriller
a different sort of
where,
horror movie. I would say it's horror, but just not the
yeah,
usual type of horror that
and
we're
this
used
is
to.
the
Conjuring.
fact that, like, it's not really possession also. the wish
Yeah,
Nikki
I
and
thought
the
it
real
was
Nikki.
demonic, but
Yeah, it doesn't really think feel that way, because in one of the scenes, the real Nikki also starts talking and she says, "Kill me," and then his reaction is that, like, is it so difficult to be with me,
what would be so bad about being with me?
being with me as such? So he's actually asking this to the real Nikki as actually.
If it wasn't obvious before, it is now that he knows about it.
Yeah.
And after she kills Sarah, I think he tries to call the company, the One Wish Willow company. The only time that he thought that it to even contact the company about this was when she started
I mean,
killing
the
people.
way that representative of One Wish Willow, the way they ask, it feels as if the wish can be reversed. They ask him,
Yeah.
and they say,
And even
"Unfortunately, it
when
cannot be done."
even when they ask in the beginning, he asks him if
Yeah,
he wants to be reversed. He says,
I
can
want to
it be
alter it.
altered?
Alter. He doesn't really want it to be
Reversed.
reversed as such. So that's another uh, trait that, it shows the character of this particular character, Bear. But the real Nikki, as such, you can say that, is deeply, has been
Real Nikki is
victimized.
the yeah, real Nikki is the victim here.
Yeah. So I think that's the whole premise of this particular film. And coming to the climax, also, there are some interesting aspects that we can talk about where, this guy wants to kill himself, and he's trying to consume.
The
First, he tries
same
to
pills that
hit himself with the gun or something, and
yeah,
then
he
he
tries to
doesn't
shoot
have the
himself. He
courage.
doesn't have the courage, of
And
course.
then he tries
He
to
tries to
take the
take the
pills,
pills,
and then
and
he swallows it,
he does, and
and
then
then he's trying to
he tries to
take
other
it out,
dirga.
basically.
But
Yeah.
then I think there was another. He gets another One Wish Willow from the store, and
Yeah, he goes to his friend and asking him to make a wish to reverse this particular wish. That guy doesn't believe in it, and then
he
he says
wishes for a
for a
million
million dollars
billion
and everything falls
dollars.
on him, all
Yeah.
the money as such. So that was also one of the interesting plot point, I would say.
Yeah, and when Nikki, I think when Wish Nikki asks wishes for him to be just as much in love with her as she is, that is when he could not. Adike, he could not like make himself to throw up the pills. Otherwise, he would have just freaked out and chickened out and backed out of it and made himself throw up because he doesn't have the courage to do
So
anything.
in the end, it's actually we hear the One Wish Willow breaking, and it's evident that she has made a
She
wish.
has made the wish,
How did
and
she get hold of that One Wish
he
Willow?
already, I think he got another One Wish Willow because Adbari one time used, and I think he wanted her
But
to
one
make the
was
wish.
broken by Ian, right?
I think he wanted her to make another similar wish.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
But two, did he
I
bring
don't
two,
remember.
two One Wish Willows or what?
I think he did.
Because one definitely in the climax we know that, yeah,
I
she
think
is
he
having
did.
it.
I think he did.
She is having the One Wish Willow and she breaks it, and then she makes a wish saying that, like, obviously that, because it's the Vishniki who is making the wish, saying that truly he should reciprocate
Yeah.
now and he should
And we
love her,
see a
maybe.
moment. Yeah,
And
we see
this guy
maybe.
comes out with all love in his particular
Yeah, we see a
expressions and
moment
face,
of
a
happiness
truthful love sort of an expression
for this couple,
being
and
shown, and even they both smile at each other with real love.
look at each other with all that lovey-dovey,
I think the guy already had consumed
and
those
then
pills, and
he
then he dies.
dies. And this was said before that the wish can only be reversed if he dies.
Yeah, and the ending is also sort of left to the audience
Oh, and people
interpretation.
say that he died in the same way and the same spot that his cat died in, and
Right,
the
right.
same way by consuming those pills.
Correct, correct. And this Nikki is the one who is going to now probably get caught by the police
Yeah,
or
it's
something,
so
even if she
sad for
lives.
her. Even yeah, she
Even she,
snaps
they
out
don't
of
show
it.
him, show her
They do.
being snapped out. I think, yeah, they do.
They
She
do.
does snap out of
Yeah,
the
and she just
Vishniki. The Vishniki
hysterically
is
is
gone.
crying now. Yeah,
So how did the Vishniki got? Because he died.
he died.
Since he dies, that his wish is also dead now, and then she's back to being the real Nikki. But then you can see that the damage has been done, and maybe the police will now come and
Yeah.
arrest her
So
for the
many
murder of three
people.
people,
Yeah.
because all the
So
out of
it's
the
a
four
bad ending for her
characters,
anyway.
out of the four characters, all the three characters have died. And then finally it's only this Nikki who is now alive.
But I
There are
wish
some fan
people,
theories
yeah,
basically.
fan
They
theories.
say,
People were hoping that Nikki would just, ಅದೇ ಇಯನ್ ಹತ್ರ $1 billion ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಡೋಗ್ತಾಳೆ ಅಂತ they were wishing.
okay, but the
But
other interesting one that I saw is that basically
the
it
cat,
is the
the
cat is
what has possessed.
the cat is the one who is in the form of the Vishniki.
Cat is wish Nikki
Yeah,
basically. Yeah. The cat's
because the cat
soul.
always loved his master, which is bear, and then that cat's soul basically got.
I
It
think
was
there was a
Nikki was possessed by the cat's
I think there was
soul.
a
I think.
certain scene where she's wearing a red dress. Adralli, you can faintly see her eyes sparkle, and it looks like the cat's eyes. So I think that's why this.
These are some of the fan
Spark.
theories, and I don't think intentionally there has been any such
Yeah, he says that it's not.
theory that the director thought of, but these are some of the good fan theories, which even the movie makers have liked it, basically.
After Nikki kills Sarah, she. She's sitting on the chair in Bear's house, and now Nikki is wearing Sarah's clothes, and she's drawn all Sarah's tattoos over her body, and she's wearing her scalp.
Yeah, I mean, that's also another
That
sort of a
freaked me out
freaking
when I found
horror
out about it. I
scene.
could not sleep.
Yeah, yeah. So all of these scenes, I don't think I would like to
That's
remember
no,
again.
that's how
And
much.
honestly, this is more of a one-time watch for anybody. Yeah, even if you watch it once, the thoughts about that particular movie and its scenes will linger in your mind for almost 2 to 3 days, definitely. And especially if you start watching
The
the
theories
interviews,
about all
theories
of
about it, and all
this.
of
Yeah.
that, and then your mind will be, circling around in this particular movie theme. So it is that kind of a deep impact that the film has created, I would say.
I think this was very important.
Yeah. All right. So, in conclusion, I think this has been one of the most important films in the history of horror genre movies, especially after Paranormal Activity. I think this is the next film I think that really intrigued me, in a sense where a limited space has been utilized inside the home, and even Paranormal Activity was shot within a home, and very few characters. The same thing applies even in this particular movie, The Obsession, and a lot of conversation evoking concepts have been shot and explored in this particular movie, which is a really good sign for world cinema. And I hope
I
that
think
India also, generates or produces these kind of
I feel
interesting
like people would
movies.
copy this type of concept. Very
Has
important conversation
been
starter.
has been a very has made a very successful box office run all over the world. So I think this has been loved all over the world by especially the Gen Z, and also people like us, like me. Do watch this movie if you haven't seen
Oh,
it,
you're telling
but
me bus
I hope, no, I mean, to the audience, I would say. So if you haven't
Yeah, you
seen, you're really
definitely must
missing
watch this
a
movie
real.
and watch a million videos explaining what like details you missed or what
Yeah, you'll
the.
really enjoy the journey, I would say. Not just watching the movie, but also the process of trying to break it down and understand the
So
intricate
it's very
details
well
about the
detailed.
film. Yeah. So, overall, a very good
And
watch this
please,
year.
please understand properly what the movie is trying to convey and not the obvious takes from it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, then thanks a lot, everybody,
Thank you for
for watching
watching
this
this
particular
video
video, this
and
particular podcast. I hope you also enjoyed. Also, drop your thoughts about this particular film if you have already seen it. I hope most of the people who will be watching this podcast would have already watched
I'm
the
pretty
film.
sure everybody must. Most
Yeah,
of.
yeah. And especially this not yet on the OTT, but to be experienced on theater. It's a good theater watch. I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.